Hey all, thanks so much for understanding. I hope that you enjoy this class. It's easy to view and everything works out just fine, and I'll see you next week. So this is a totally pre-recorded because of that rainstorm. So this is rainstorm yoga, even though it's not rainstorming right now. It's nice and sunny, but that's the impetus of this class. We're gonna sort of pick up and redo where we had gotten to. So we're gonna start with some pranayama, laying on our backs with the blocks like so, to establish where we were going with our sequence asana. Hips down, ribs one height, head the other. This can also be simulated with a bolster and a blanket over that bolster for the head. And so the rainstorm, the lack of power, was actually quite a little mini retreat for us here at the cabin. And I think all yoga practices are sort of seeking that a little bit, where you're turning off from your normal routines and that lack of power coming from external sources. You have to sort of tap into an inner awareness, inner understanding. So that's what's happening now that we stepped onto our mat, turning inward. Starting to listen to the body. And we'll do a 6-second inhale, exhale count. When you breathe in, you want to feel like the whole lungs are expanding together, and the whole lungs then exhale together. I'll be keeping track of the timing. If 6 seconds is too long or too short, you can keep your own pace, or even just count in your own mind the count, as it is quite a helpful mental focusing tool. Exhale the air. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Increase the count. Inhale. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Increase the count. Final time, if you need to breathe a little longer or shorter than that, go right ahead. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Stretch out your legs. Stretch out your arms. Extending through the knees and the elbows. Straight fingers. And then remove your props. And as we went over last night, let's use that strap now. You can keep a little prop under your head if it feels appropriate. Keeping the right leg up, the left leg will be out straight. Again, if this is, notice how my left leg is down on the ground. If my hips are tight, as I lift my leg, and I see how this, here the left hip knee wants to bend and lift. You can't keep the leg flat. It's much, much better for your body, for your longevity of your postures, for the just benefit of the class. Keep that leg bent. Each hand holds a strap end. And we're pressing out through our left foot, press out through the right foot. And now the top of the thigh, right here, top of the thigh. Try to turn those 2 points towards each other. Just a little bit. Engaging the core. Bringing alignment into where the leg bone meets your hip. Breathe here. So this mindful awareness of our body and our breath. This is a technique that's been employed by humans for a long time to help unwind from the external stimuli. Bend your elbows, reach your forehead up towards the foot. Notice how I'm pulling the hands apart. And then release the strap, lower the leg, and bring up the other side. Strap, again, you can bend the right leg, just like we did the left. Straighten the standing leg, or the lifted leg rather, completely. Drawing those toes back, flexing the pinky edge a little more. That without the external stimuli, something to do, people to talk to, cell phones to interact with, the mind wants to run around. It wants to use our inner energy to find something. And when we have all these external stimuli, it's easy to find something. When we take those away, when the power goes out, we have to find power within. And that power within is the controlling of the mind through paying attention to what we already have available. Your body has so much sensation going on for you to tap into. Not as interesting as Wikipedia or YouTube, but it can be. And it has to be when the power goes out. Turn the tops of the thighs in towards each other. Breathe. Stay with the sensation and you will cultivate an inner power. The inner power is the ability to stay with the instruction, stay with the cue and the sensation. It's not comfortable. My hamstring is not really all that happy about this situation right now, but it does feel good at the same time. You can feel that it's healthy for the body. You can walk the hands up, pull the elbows apart as you send the forehead towards the toes. The inner power is the awareness of will, staying with the instructions of the posture. You don't go crazy when the power goes out. Remove the strap, and then slowly lower the leg. Bring both knees up. This is a little confusing the way I worded it last night. What you'll do is you'll open the knees and see how the feet are moving the same distance apart as the knees. And so you're being mindful of the hip. The pelvis on the floor should remain level. So even as you bring the legs together, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the ankle bones. You feel the pelvis level on the mat. And then as you open equally, pelvis remains steady. Okay, moving that prop. You're gonna rock back and rock forward. A couple of these, rock back, forward. Good. Let's roll onto our tabletop position. Open here. And then exhale, sit back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, sit back. We can squeeze the thighs together, squeeze the ankle bones. Inhale, forward. Exhale, press back. Try to keep the fingers kind of closer together today, elbows straight. And if you can, point the eyes of the elbows forward. This is the eye of the elbow, so if I bend my elbow, it goes back instead of out. I'm rotating my arm bone in my shoulder as I move back and forth here. Good. And step the right foot forward for lunge. Low lunge. And then extend the right arm up and open. Inhale. Exhale, place the hand down on the floor. And I recommend using your 2 blocks here, beginning of class. You might not need them, but start with them. Exhale, lift both legs to straight, putting the back foot flat on the floor, bowing over the front thigh. Bend your knees. Come back to low lunge, lifting up your chin, lifting up your chest, dropping the pelvis forward. And then step back, tabletop, and then child's pose. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, come forward. Sit back. Let's bring our left foot forward. Open up the left arm, inhale, twist. Exhale, all the way down, hands on blocks. Step up, feet flat, legs straight, bowing over the front thigh. Deep breath. Bend the front knee back to low lunge, lifting up the chest this time, lifting up the gaze, inhale. Exhale, step it back, tabletop, and then sit back. Move those blocks off to the side, we'll use them again. Inhale, come up, tabletop, open up your right arm. Keep those legs together. Exhale, thread underneath, dropping onto that right shoulder if available. Inhale, open up. This time just lift the right knee up with it, creating a little more length, a little more opening here. Feeling the knees move away from each other. Exhale, rounding under. Squeeze those legs together. Rotating your spine. Inhale, open up. Kickstand your left foot out to the left. So you see how my left foot is behind my knee now, and you can lift the right knee in the air. Lift the ribs up in the air. And then one more time, threading under. Rolling onto that right shoulder a little bit. Try to keep your left knee on the ground. Inhale, back up, tabletop. Second side, open up left arm. Exhale, threading under with the left. Inhale, open up. You can open the left knee. Exhale, thread under. Inhale, open up. Now you can see the kickstand a little more clearly. Just pivot the foot, lift the knee, lift the ribs, inhale. And exhale, coming back to center. Knees and ankles touch. But keep that right knee down even as you take a little bit deeper twist. You can push with your right arm. Push on the floor. That'll increase that rotation. Inhale back up. Drop the pelvis forward, cobra. Breathe. Press back, downward facing dog. Reach your crown towards your thumbs. Here's the difference. Pushing my crown towards my thumbs to help move my shoulders down my spine. Draw the belly muscles in and then back through the hips, down through the knees and heels. Step the right foot forward, keep that back knee straight this time. You can use the blocks again, it's always helpful to have them there. Pressing through both legs. Lifting up through your crown, like pressing down with the hands, help engage the core. Inhale, open up, warrior two. Exhale, turn back, pivot back, lunge. Inhale, open up, side, twisted lunge. Good. Down the blocks. And then step back, down, stop. Breathe. Step your left foot forward on those blocks again, pressing down through the fingertips or the palms, so lifting the crown up into the straight line through my torso to my back foot. Smooth transition. Inhale, warrior two. Deep breath. Exhale, smooth transition. Back to lunge. Using that block. Inhale, twist your lunge. And then stepping back, downward facing dog. Step forward nice and wide. So you see I've actually rotated my foot out slightly, and I'm on the edge of my mat. Maybe 45 degrees, even 90 degrees for some of us. You can play with that now by just pivoting on your heel. So you're getting an opening, this outer hip. Twist open. And then reach that arm overhead. So you're pointing it away from that back foot. And now sink your heels back. Keep this front knee bent. Keep this front knee bent over the foot. And sink your hips away from the arm that's reaching. Now place both hands down and keep the legs in the same shape. I'm pushing my palms into the floor. It's like plank pose, and I kind of twisted my legs a little bit. And then from here, can you step back, plank pose, maybe it's one-legged plank, or just both feet down. And then press back. Deep breath, push the crown towards the thumbs. Sink the breath through the navel, through the sit bones, down through the legs. You're going to step your left foot forward. You're going to turn it out slightly. Okay, some of us can turn even out almost 90 degrees. Twist your lunge. You're going to reach the top arm overhead. A straight line from the left fingers to the right heel. And push back with your hips and your right heel to help open that outer left hip a little more. Good. Both hands down on the mat. Push the floor down. Engage the core. And step back, one-legged plank you can. Kick back the screen. And then plank. Good. Drop down to kneeling. Open the feet and sit back as far as you can. Maybe those hips will find the floor. It's not going to happen for me. And so you just keep the hands engaged, arms straight. And if you can sit upright, you can go ahead if the hips are on the floor. Either way, what we're trying to feel is this fullness. The deep, deep belly muscles are dropping back into the low back. And as they drop into the low back, the sit bones flow towards the earth. Now come back up. Now we're facing dog. And slowly walk the feet towards the front of the mat. Engage the flat back. So my back isn't quite flat yet because I'm keeping my fingers down, but I'm lifting energy up through my belly, up through my front body to my back body. And as I come a little higher, the flat back starts to form. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, bow. Inhale up, bring up your left knee. So I'll be mirroring with you. Bring up your left knee. Pressing straight down through your right foot. And lower that leg down, bow. Inhale, come on up. Bring up your right knee. Keeping that left leg straight if possible. Feeling energy moving from the hip, through the knee, into the foot. And then lower down, forward fold. Bend your knees, squeezing the ankles and inner knees together. Lift up through your crown. Sitting deep. Bring the hands forward and up. And start to extend your spine. Extend your spine, drawing back. Good, coming back up, bringing up the knee. Pull the knee across the body. So bring up our left knee, pulling across with the right hand. So notice my hips haven't turned really. I'm just pulling with my arm. We're opening up this outer hip. And then exhale, sit down, stacking the knees. Fall over if you like. Stack the knees. And squeeze your shins towards each other. Inhale back up. Sit down, chair posture, squeezing the ankle bones together, squeezing the inner knees. If that's unavailable to you, actually put a little block in between the inner knee. Extend your spine, putting the weight in the balls of the foot. Keep breathing, friends. This is what you do when there's no instruction. You just breathe. And you settle into the instructions that have already been given. Feeling how the body can take something simple like sit into the balls of the feet or squeeze the inner knees and ankles together into deeper and deeper layers of meaning. This is what you do when the power's out. It won't just upload the next YouTube video for you. We have to go find it ourselves. What is the next layer of learning and insight? This is the power within. Inhale, bring up the right knee. Holding with the left, just pull across the body. Sitting straight down, stacking the knees. And if you'd like, you can start to squeeze the shins together. Remember the top of the thigh bones from earlier in class, that same thing, this area, the front of the thigh, they turn towards each other in this pose as well, in most poses, just like we did when we were laying on our backs. This top of the thigh bone turns in to help create more stability and more space in our hip joints. Inhale, open up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stretching up, stepping wide on your yoga mat, wide-legged stance. Press the pelvis forward. And exhale, hands by your side. We're going to turn the left foot out. And then slide the right heel back. Now you might want to shorten your stance as you do this so you can turn your body to face the short edge of the mat. Inhale, spread your arms like owl wings. I don't know why you would think this is owl wings. I don't know why I think this is owl wings, but the palms are facing down. No, the thumbs are facing down, the palms are facing back. These are my owl wings. Forever known as owl wings now. Bring the hands back behind you. Maybe you can touch your thumb and index to each other. Maybe the middle finger can touch, maybe the ring finger. And then some of you would actually rotate the hands to get the whole palms to touch behind the back. The fingers are pointing upwards here. If this is unavailable to you, it's great. Just keep your thumbs and index touching and push back as we do this pose. Okay? So pressing the hands, inhale, lift your chest. Press through both feet as you start to bow. Remember those tops of the thigh bones? Turn them towards each other again. This will become a tricky balancing pose pretty soon. This is where you find power within when the power goes out. The power within keeps you stabilized, keeps the details of the alignment holding you in the posture, deepening. Inhale, start to push back up, push through your feet, come on all the way up. Bend your knees, inhale, stretch the arms forward and up. And bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingers this time, extend them down, and bow just inside that front leg. Warrior one, bowing in. It's called humble warrior, sometimes called that. Notice the back foot is still anchored. I'm planting. This is going to be your right heel, that back heel into the mat, pressing the whole foot into the earth. Press through those feet again. Inhale, rising up. Pivot on the feet. Exhale back. Spin the heels out a little bit as you bow forward. Dropping down. Curling the chin in, lifting the belly muscles into the back. And then press through your hands. Put those hands on blocks and stretch forward. Flat back pose, lifting the front body into the spine. Open your wings. These can be hawk wings. Hawk wings are when the palms face forward. Pull back on the chest here. And release down. Pivot your right foot out 90 degrees and slide the left heel back so it's 45 degrees or less. Inhale, reaching up. Owl wings. Let me know if anyone else ever heard owl wings before in yoga classes. Make sure I'm not confusing folks with a different movement. Holding the hands, maybe reverse prayer, or again, just pressing the fingertips. You can even use a strap between the hands. Give yourself more space. Pushing through your feet, trying to turn the tops of the front thigh bones. Turning the tops of the front thigh bones in towards each other. It's very important. When we lose our balance, we tend to fall towards the outer front foot. And if you turn the inner thigh in, it keeps you from rolling over the outer foot. So focus your inner power, the awareness of will, turning the top of the right thigh in, and match it with the top of the left thigh. Like two magnets being attracted to each other. Maybe you notice you've lost the tension already. If only I had my device, the power wasn't out. I wouldn't have to notice how my attention wanes so easily. This is what the yogic techniques are for, to build infinite attention, that you're just attentive to whatever is here, whatever is already with us. Pressing through the feet. Inhale to rise up. Bend your front knees, scoop the arms forward. Inhale. Exhale, pull the arms wide and behind your back. Change the lacing of the fingers. Extend the arms back as you bow just inside that front leg. Legs don't move. Exhaling and then breathe a couple breaths. Anchoring that back foot as much as the front. Inhale, rising back up as you root down through the legs. And then open your stance, pivot those heels out a little more. Bowing forward. Dropping this head, tucking the chin slightly as you exhale. Inhale, pushing through the hands, stretching forward. Open your hawk wings. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Bend your knees, turn the heels in, and drop down into a squat. As low as you can get with the feet still flat on the floor. Dropping the head. And then start to sprout the body, push the arms against the inner legs, open the chest, extend your spine. Inhale, rise up. Bring the feet in one more layer closer. And exhale, drop down again, maybe not as low. Hands together, dropping the head first. Feet are flat. And then slow, extending through the spine. Inhale, rise up. Bring the legs together. Exhale, squeezing inner knees, ankle bones touching. Inhale, rising up. Spin the heels out. Toes touch. Exhale, inner knees touch, sitting down. Inhale, rising up. Bring up your left knee with you again. Flexing your foot. This time, reach over the top with your left hand. Maybe you can hold your toe or hold your toes, hold your foot. If you can't, hold with a strap. You can loop a strap and hook it on your foot. This is a great alternative. And if this is still just like too difficult, too painful, just keep holding the knee. But notice how I've taken the knee a little wider. Okay? A little wider. We're lifting up, extending the leg. Breathe. Let's see if you can hold the ankle with the opposite hand. If you can do this, inhale, stretch your arm up, focus your inner power. Choose a level you can actually do. Choose a level you can actually do. So you can build inner power of mind. The body will have to work irregardless. Hook the ankle and sit low. Again, you can have your hand on a wall. This is so important to build inner focus. We're all at different stages of our balance. Doesn't mean you don't have focus if you can't do the full balancing pose. It means you're too ambitious. Build a focus, let the body actually work at a stage that's available to you. This will lead you towards maybe a full balance. Inhale back up. Exhale out. All the way up, you're going to stretch away from the side that was just lifted. So stretching to your right. Reach up, grab that wrist, and pull, lengthening that shoulder side a little bit deeper. Inhale back up. And then exhale, second side. This may be the pose where you stay at. Just right here. Use both hands to open your knee out and flex your foot. This may be a great place for many of us. You will get quite a workout. You actually hold this pose the entire time. The next stage would be just a hold with the strap, really, and then the hand secondary. Go to the knees a little wider. Then I'm lifting up, pulling up higher, keeping the standing leg straight, focusing on my balance. Inner power. And can you hold with the opposite hand? You know, the knees open a lot more, getting an outer hip stretch. Open that arm up. And then hook the ankle and sitting down. So maybe we're going to try to think about maybe getting our hands to the floor. Others are going to think about keeping their hands on a wall surface so that they can build inner power. Body will come second. Inhaling back up, reaching up. Let's crescent over to your left. Then reach up with the left hand and pull the right shoulder deeper as you crescent the body even deeper. Use that word too many times. Crescent the body into more of an arc. Inhale back up, lean those hips back. Exhale, forward fold. In front of the mat, that's not how you're facing. And then step back, plank pose. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra pose, upward dog. Try to get the eyes, the elbows to point front. Push through your toes. Look over the shoulder. Turn your toes to your right. Look over your left shoulder. Turn your toes to the left. Look over the right shoulder again. And so you're going to push down with your
left knee. That's great. Other than that, actually stack your feet and extend your legs. So I'm actually hovering my body. Can be difficult on your shoulders, so be very careful that your alignment is succinct. If not, you bend your left knee and rest the hip a little bit more. However, if you got the hips up, now lift up both legs straight and send that arm over the top. Again, you can keep that left knee down on the ground, a little bit simpler variation. Still gonna get a lot of benefit. And advance, try to lower back down, watch that shoulder, and come back to upward dog. Look to the left, turn the toes. You can push the right knee into the floor or keep the legs hovering, legs straight, and pushing up with both hips. And lowering back down. Back to up dog. Squeeze the ankles, squeezing your knees, sitting back. Good. Bring your right knee forward. Bring the foot across and stretch your left leg back. Pressing up. Looking up. Dropping the pelvis down. Bend your left knee. Reach back with your right hand and gently bend. A little bit of pressure, so I'm sending the elbow up to the sky. Rotating my chest. Rotate the chest, don't pull too hard on that foot. Again, if you can't reach, you can just rotate with this, hand on the hip. Much more encouraged, or even a strap, maybe a layer in between here. Choose a level that you can actually do to build inner power, power of mind. Place those hands down. What will you do if the power goes out? The answer is get a backup generator. Pressing back, downward dog. No, it could be the same answer that yogis have been telling themselves for many years. Inner power of will. Enjoyment of the inner experience. What's already here and available to us. Left leg forward pigeon. Lifting up, sinking the pelvis down. Keep breathing. You just stay here. Bend that right foot up. Reach back with the left hand. Maybe it touches the hip. Maybe it finds the foot. Maybe it finds a strap to find the foot. And then turn from your chest to the left. Back down. Stepping back, plank pose. Downward facing dog. Come on down to kneeling. Separate the feet. Keep the knees touching and sit back. We've done this pose already, so it's another rest pose, so prepping the hips. This time, actively think about squeezing the top of the thighs. Top front of the thighs squeeze towards each other as you sit back. Good. Walk it back forward. Let's come to our forearms. If it's available to you, turn your palms to face up. Forearm plank. Breathe. And then turn the palms to face each other, pressing them against each other. And then turn the palms to face down. And this can be done with your knees on the ground. Keep breathing. Let's turn our toes to the right. You can put the left knee on the ground And then lift up your right arm, forearm plank, side plank. Bring that forearm back. You can rest if you need to, otherwise go right to the second side. Left toes turn to the left. And lift, no, all toes turn to the left. Lift the left arm. Forearm plank, side plank. Place that forearm back down. So the knees down. And press back, squeezing ankles together and knees together. Good. The palms down, downward facing dog. Bring your feet close together. And now, step the left foot forward halfway, and then across your mat, so to the right. So you can look at the camera if you're uncertain. I step the left foot halfway forward, and then across under the arm and leg on the right side. Squeeze the tops of the thighs here and here. Squeeze those 2 points towards each other. And that's going to sort of try to make your left foot come towards the floor more. Good. Inhale, open the right arm. Keep squeezing those thighs towards each other. Good. Place it back down. Turn your body and bring your body over your shoulders, over your hands. Level 2, start to walk the left foot further across and lower the hips. Notice the right heel still points upward. And press back up, downward dog. Give your arms a rest if they need it. Maybe down dog is the rest. And then right foot halfway forward, right foot across. Squeeze the tops of the front thighs towards each other. This could be where you rest. You can then also drop the knee to the floor. It's a great alternative. Just put the knee here and just hang. Or you walk that foot even further across and bring the shoulders over the wrist. Maybe the pelvis starts to lower down. And step back, downward dog. Breathe. Walk your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Standing in mountain posture. Inhale, stretch your arms. You're going to hold your elbows with your hands. Pull back. Open the chest here. Bend your knees. Inhale, lift up your left knee. Squeeze it across the midline and stack your knees. You can let the foot float. You can touch the toe to the earth. And some will actually squeeze the shins together. Hands above head like so. Pressing the skull against the forearms. Bring the shoulders just hang on the back. Squeeze the top of those thigh bones across the midline. Inhale, open up. Second round, chain the arms, lift up the knee, and stack the knees. Any variation that allows you to build an inner power. Keep your mind attentive, alert, even when there's no power outside.
mind finds a great deal available inside. I could write like a cat in the hat story with that one. Dr. Seuss. Age-old wisdom. Inhale, open back up. Exhale, bow. From here, lift up your left leg, standing split. So you can put your hands on blocks, walk your hands towards your standing foot. That's fine. Dropping your head, tucking the chin slightly. Turn the thigh bones, top of the thigh bones towards each other. And lift a little higher with your leg. And exhale, bend both knees. Take the top knee behind the right, like so. Inhale, extend again. Extending through your knee joints. Exhale, pull the top knee behind the front knee, curl in. One more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, extend, come up on your fingertips or come up on the blocks. Standing splits plus flat back pose. Breathe. Release the body. Inhale, lifting up the right leg, standing splits. Draw the fronts of the thighs towards each other. You get a little more distance that way. Exhale, draw it in, knees towards each other. Inhale, extend it. Exhale, curl. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl. Last one, extend. Creating a flat back, spine, arms. And then release it down. Knees, inhale, swoop it on up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Taking your mountain posture. Rest your body, but keep the mind on this journey of deeper focus. And count. I'll count for you, but I recommend you try and counting it well internally. 8 seconds. Inhales and exhales. Begin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. All breathing. A quick sip of water. We're going to try our sort of feet pose for the class here. You're going to use the strap maybe. And also probably use a wall.
So first side, you're going to have your left hand be able to hold the wall. You're going to lift up your left knee. Now, if you're not using the wall, you're going to start by holding the foot with the hand to the same side. And you load the pose. Again, this is where you can use a strap on the foot. Load the pose means flexing the foot, lifting the knee, and trying to squeeze your hips towards each other. If you're having the wall, you're going to hold with the opposite foot. And you're going to work on this action of turning the tops of the thigh bones towards each other. Okay, that's the action that gets us to the posture. Establishing all class. So if it starts out open, okay, I actually like to go across the foot. And here's my wall. No wall, you're going to hold your arm up. We go lifting, pressing out through the bottom leg. Start to turn the tops of the thigh bones towards each other as you kick forward. And that free arm, if it's free, can hold the wall, extends open, and now we turn our body. Breathe. Breathe. Opening your chest, widening your chest and wingspan. You got owl wing in your right hand, hawk wing in your left hand. Good. Bend the knee back in. You're just going to go down to resting pose and mountain. Otherwise, you're going to take a half lotus or tree pose and bow forward. Just come out of the pose here. Forward fold if this is balancing pose isn't for you today. And come back up. Push the body long. Exhale, hands to your heart. Try your second side. So spin so your right hand can be on a wall surface. Bring up the right side, holding the foot. And we establish by lifting the lifted knee and rooting the standing leg. That's what comes first. Reach across with the opposite hand now, holding that wall surface with your right. Just being here and learning to be really steady here is such an important step. We still can activate these cues of the tops of the thighs moving towards each other. You will get stronger, I promise, holding this and fumbling through the extending. And you can just extend partly. That's great. It's a great step. Just extend. The knee can still be bent. You're working those thigh bones, tops of the thigh bones towards each other. You can still start to twist and see where the pose takes you. Breathe. Steady rhythmic breathing creates focus. Back into mountain pose, where you can tuck the foot, half lotus, and then forward folding. Inhale back up. And release. Have a sip of water. Rest your mind. Rest your body. Whatever that pose was for you today, just try not to judge it. Try not to evaluate it. Try to know it as an experience.
about the mind's connotations. Let's drop down to our mats. So starting cross-legged and sitting up on something. Probably encouraged, just drop your body forward. Inhale back up. Change the cross of your legs and drop forward again. Very passive. Inhale back up. Let's make sure the right shin's in and the left shin is in front. So I'm mirroring you. Left shin is in front. We drop again. This time you just walk the body to the right. Left shin's in front. You're walking towards the right knee. Rest back up from here, and then extend the left leg out straight. You can pull that right foot in deeper. Reach and hold the foot or the shin or even the knee with an extended left arm. Flexing the foot, turning the tops of the thigh bones towards each other. Inhale, reach up the right arm. Exhale, send that arm over towards the straight leg. Maybe the hands will touch. Don't try to touch them. It's better to stay open with your shoulders perpendicular to the floor. Inhale back up. Bend the knee back in. And place the other shin in front. Right shin's in front. Exhale, bowing, dropping. Walking the body over the left knee. Back up. In yoga, they say the greatest power is within. The deepest contentment, the deepest satisfying, the deepest quenching of want, need. Extending out the right leg, reaching the right hand for something on that leg, and then bringing the left arm slowly up and over, is found within. This quality of mind happens actually when we make the journey to an inward power, irregardless if the power goes out. This cultivation begins under any circumstances. But you know this already. This is why you come and hang and practice yoga every week. Again, I really appreciate that from all of you. Sorry, we had a fluke. Should have seen how much water we had here. You probably know too if you're in Asheville.
Maybe the most amount of water I've ever seen. So much power. We had new rivers, we had creeks turn into waterfalls. It was really beautiful. Quite powerful. I have to try and stay on theme there. Inhale, back up. Extend both legs out nice and straight, nice and long, wide apart. Dropping forward. Keeping the toes pointing up. Just hang the body. Inhale, back up. Bring the legs in, extend them straight out. Just hang a moment. Point your toes. You didn't see my toes, I should do a better job. Turn. Point your toes and then separate your feet outer hips distance. So you can point the toes and then turn the toes in towards each other. So we're opening up this outer ankle. And then flex the foot, draw the toes back, and see if you can pull the pinky edge back even more. Not with your hands, that was just for demonstration, just for showing. With your mind, so you're flexing the inner ankle, you're flexing the outer ankles, making the inner ankle longer. Honestly, if I could only get people to do one yoga pose, it would be this. This ankle health has been revolutionary for me. So useful for walking, hiking, just sedentary life. I mean, it's just so helpful. Ankle mobility, knee health, so tethered to ankle mobility. You really have to work it. And actually, people don't really get the benefit unless they have the inner power to stay on the focus, to be present for the cramping, to continue to deepen the stretch and examine what's happening in the ankle joint. Point the toe and then turn the toe. Examine the ankle joint with your mind, with awareness. One more time, drawing back. Outer edges draw back. Let's bring those legs back together. Draw your, I guess I'll do the same side. Right foot in. And then some of you are going to keep, the foot can stay flat, just keep it right here. If you can cross the foot and keep it flat on the ground, then do so. Otherwise, keep it on the inner side. Take your left elbow, crease it on the shin, and twist your body. Press down with your right hand to help open the chest, broadening the collarbones. Breathe into the twist. Inhale, come back out. Pull the right knee foot across, bend the left knee in, so you're stacking the knees on top of each other, and then drop the body towards the thigh. Curl the chin so the forehead moves toward the thigh, towards the knee. It doesn't have to get there. That external description, forehead toward the knee, is just a directive. It's just a direction that you're moving in. Really, your hips are saying, that's far enough. Not your mind trying to make sure your forehead touches your knee. The inner power is in the awareness of the inner experience, not what the mind tells it to do. Extend the leg straight. Bring the left knee in, again, keeping the foot on the inseam, that's just fine, or crossing it if it's still flat on the ground. And then crossing the right elbow crease, twisting the body to your left. Push down with your left hand to open the collarbones into the twist. Twisting out of the pose, bending the left. And remember, right side, I think we're doing the same side together now. Stacking the knees on top of each other. Whichever knee was up is still on top. Bend and hinge. Body towards the thigh, forehead toward the knee. Not reaching for it, not pushing for it, just letting the body hang in that direction. Inhale and back up, extending your legs out straight again. Draw your navel back, sitting low. You can rock back into a plow posture if you like. Just knees to chest is fine. One more time, just roll up the spine. Maybe 2 more times, kind of nice. And knees to chest is totally doable here. And then laying on your back, feet flat on the floor. Do some bridge postures just to finish out here. Press the feet down. Press the feet down, and with the feet in place, pull energy, pull your feet like you're trying to draw them towards your core. Right, so I can push my feet down and push them away from my body toward the edge of the mat, or I can press my feet down and pull them towards my core. Let's do that version. They won't actually move, but you'll engage the back chain of the leg, pulling towards you, lifting the hips, keeping the knees from falling wide. Lower back down. Let's do it one more time. Pressing the feet down, trying to draw them towards the sit bones. You lift the hips. Take the top of the thigh bones towards each other so the knees don't fall open. Lower back down. Last one. Good. Settling your pelvis into the mat, extending your legs out. Maybe there's one final pose you'd like to take. Maybe it's a twist. You did quite a bit of twisting already, though. Maybe it's knees to chest. Fish pose. Maybe it's time to just settle the body. And settle the nervous system, laying flat.
maybe the power within isn't really in at all. It's just everywhere. As you rest here, you are held within and without in a state of peace. You are welcome to enjoy Shavasana as long as you'd like, since this is a recording. Otherwise, take a comfortable seat when you're ready. You're welcome to just keep resting. I want to take this moment to really thank you all. Really appreciate and love our community. I'm sorry that our time yesterday got cut short. I hope that this practice was enjoyable for you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Deep bow of gratitude and thanks for being a part of our Tuesday night yoga. Namaste.